Welcome back to Tokyo. Welcome back to the Tokyo Butter 23 sneaker channel where you get daily content about sneakers. Just 5 or 10-minute reviews every single day. Thank you for checking in today and checking out my content. Today we're going to be reviewing one of the all-time greatest sneakers that has ever been released. One of my favorite stories in the sneaker world of all time. It's the upcoming release of the Nike SB Dunk Low Panda Pigeon. Thanks for checking in today, guys. I really appreciate you being here. I had planned for this to be the Nike Air Jordan 2 Black History Month day, but I just had to. I just had to get a review of the upcoming SB Dunk Low Panda Pigeons out there. I just had to get it done, guys. So I apologize if people are checking in today looking for that Air Jordan 2 Black History Month. I guarantee you 100% that will be tomorrow's review. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the daily content and you definitely catch the Black History Month Air Jordan 2s tomorrow. As I said in the introduction, today we are reviewing the upcoming release of the Nike SB Dunk Low Panda Pigeon. And I have to tell you, as you know if you regularly watch my content with these daily drops that I'm giving you guys out there, as you will know, I love it when a sneaker comes with a good story, and this sneaker comes with an absolutely cracking story. 今日紹介したいスニーカーは Nike の SB Dunk Low の Panda Pigeon です。もし Tokyo Butter 23の英語がわかりにくいだったら、下にある CC バトンというやつがあるので、それをクリックすると、下に出てくる英語を読みながら、Tokyo Butter 23の話を聞くとわかりやすいと思います。Okay, let's get into this sneaker today. But quickly, before we do that, let's talk about subscribers. I've either gotten real close to that 100 subscriber mark or I've actually skipped past it. I don't know which, but if you could hit that subscribe button down below, it would sure help the channel. チャンネルの登録ボタンを押してくれるとすごい助かるのでお願いします。As I said, today's sneaker's got one great story behind it, and I'm going to bring you that story right now. And it goes all the way back to 2005 when the first SB Dunk Low Pigeon released. Now, when Nike released this sneaker originally, they didn't really think it was going to have much hype on it. They didn't really think anyone was going to go after it too much, so they only did a really limited run of that very first grey and red colorway. But what they didn't account for was that the hype was going to go through the roof and this sneaker was going to take off something chronic. That hype is actually brought forward from 2005 into this 2019 version, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But going back to that 2005 version, it was an absolute sellout. People were totally invested in getting their hands on this sneaker, and it was such a limited run that this very simple SB Dunk Low colorway goes for around $15,000 online these days. An incredible price to pay for a pair of SB Dunk Lows. Then we come forward about 12 years to 2017 when they released a kind of bread colorway, if you want to look at it that way. It was a black and red colorway, again with that pigeon logo on the heel. And then last year the designer Jeff Staple was doing a clear out ahead of a move, and when he was clearing out his stuff he came across some samples and some sample illustrations and some sample photographs of SB Dunk Low pigeons that had been made but had not made it from sample into production. Jeff then posted a photograph on his Instagram and asked his followers, what do you think of these guys? And they took off, which he hadn't expected. People were super invested in the sneaker, and with that hype and with that wave behind the sneaker, they decided to bring it through to production. Now what you'll see is the original sneaker, the original sample, has some differences that are not brought through to the current sneaker, which is releasing in about a week's time. The differences include the insole is slightly different, the outsole is very different, which again we'll get to later, and there are a few other accents and hints throughout the sneaker which were different in the sample form than the actual production form. Coming forward to look at that actual sneaker that goes into production and will be on sale in just a few days time, and I'm sure again there'll be a bunch of hype, although I can't say whether these will sit for $15,000 in a few years time, which I don't think they will. I'm sure there's a broader run this time. So we start on the inside of the sneaker, and usually when you have a sample, the word sample is printed right on the inner of the sneaker, and as a nod to this sneaker coming out of that forgotten sample that never made it to production, what they've done is they've taken the word sample, added a T between the S and the A, so it's sta at the start, and then they've dropped the M, so it says staple now instead of sample. And when you talk samples, you have to give a nod and a wink and a tip of your hat to Shoe Butter, the man himself. He has one unbelievable sample collection, mostly of Adidas, which is unusual for Shoe Butter. He's a Nike kind of guy, but when he was running that channel, that Shoe Butter channel, the butter butter movement a few years ago, he got in an absolute wedge, an absolute shed load of sample Adidas sneakers. And he has some of the finest sample Yeezys I've ever seen. Check out his Shoe Butter Instagram account if you want to see some of the best samples going. Sticking with the inside of the sneaker, you can see the insoles are very different from the original sample, where you've now got that green insole with the bamboo effect on it, which is a nod to the designer's Chinese heritage. And he's kind of trying to bridge that America-China heritage that he's got. The pigeon, which is obviously ubiquitous in New York, absolutely everywhere, and then the bamboo from his home country in China. It's a brilliant connection and a brilliant part of the story. And that story is continued on the heel, where you see that now traditional pigeon logo. There have been 3 iterations of the pigeon, including this new one coming up, and they've all had that pigeon logo on the lateral side at the heel. Staying on the lateral side of the sneaker, you can see that the swoosh is white, which obviously goes really well with this Panda colorway. But if you then flip them over and have a look at the medial side, the swoosh is actually grey, and I love those kind of little touches. A different color swoosh on the lateral and the medial side, I think, adds a little layer of story and makes these sneakers pop even more. And another thing that makes these sneakers pop is the second pair of laces that they come with, which matches that green accent for the bamboo throughout. As you can see here, when you've got the green laces on, the green accents are no longer accents, but they pop with the rest of the shoe, and it becomes a green, white and black colorway as opposed to just a white and black colorway. And the final place that we're going to stop on this sneaker is actually with the outsole, and for me it could be the best feature on the sneaker, which is amazing given that the sneaker is absolutely popping. So if you flip these guys upside down, you'll see that it's a translucent outsole, and it looks through the outsole and into newspaper clippings. Fascinating choice of outsole if you ask me. And the story behind those newspaper clippings is that they are the actual headlines and newspaper stories from 2005, when the original drop took the world by storm, took the media by surprise, and it was a front page news in many media outlets and many newspapers. And they took those headlines from 2005, they've embedded them in the outsole of this shoe, made it a sort of translucent blue or clear outsole so you can see through to those headlines, and it's an absolutely phenomenal way to top off the bottom of this sneaker. Thanks for checking in today. I appreciate you guys very much, and I love you guys checking in my content daily as often as possible. Subscribers, I don't know if we've passed that 99 mark and got into triple figures yet. If we have, I appreciate you. Even if we haven't, I appreciate every one of my subscribers out there. Thanks for checking in today, and be sure to check in tomorrow for that review of the Nike Air Jordan 2 Black History Months, which is sure to be a banger of a sneaker. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for checking in today, guys. I really appreciate your being here and viewing my content. Over here we have the channel subscribe button. Channel登録ぜひお願いします. Over here we have the video I recommend you watch next. こちらはおすすめです. And up here we have a link to the channel introduction video. こちらはチャンネルのプロフィールのvideoです. Check them out. Clicking on them really helps the channel.